Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about 6 top-rated tourist attractions in Scotland. So make sure to watch the full video. Think of Scotland, and you'll likely conjure up images of tartan-kilted Highlanders, skirling bagpipes, the Loch Ness Monster, lonely castles, golf, magnificent scenery, and shaggy Highland cattle. All of these are part of the mystique of this unique country, but also, apart from Ness, a very real preview of what tourists see there. You can explore Scotland by boat, on foot along its trails, on scenic train rides, or touring by car, and each will lead to unforgettable experiences. History is everywhere as your sightseeing adventures take you to the castles and fabled battlefields where clans fought. See you trace the footsteps of legendary kings and queens, or follow literary trails blazed by Robbie Burns and Sir Walter Scott. Another of Scotland's great attractions is its solitude, with its remote stretches of heather-covered moors, secluded beaches, and wild, romantic mountains, with their deep glens and lochs. Whether you choose vibrant cities, historic towns, or remote moors and islands, you'll find they are all filled with memorable things to see and do. Plan your trip to some of the best places to visit in the UK with our list of the top attractions in Scotland. 1. Edinburgh Castle and the Royal Mile. The stone towers and walls of Edinburgh Castle have dominated the Edinburgh skyline since the 13th century. Perched atop black basalt rock, it offers magnificent views of the city and a trip through Scotland's tumultuous history. Highlights of Edinburgh Castle are the spectacular crown jewels, the famous Stone of Destiny, the Stone of Scone, and St. Margaret's Chapel, built in 1130 and the oldest building in Edinburgh. Enter the castle over a drawbridge across an old moat from the broad esplanade, where the famous Edinburgh military tattoo is held every August. Bronze statues of legendary heroes William Wallace and Robert the Bruce seem to keep watch over the castle gates. Below, the Royal Mile stretches down the steep escarpment to the elegant Palace of Holyrood House, another of Edinburgh's most famous landmarks. Lined by brick townhouses and historic landmarks, the Royal Mile is also filled with small shops, kilt makers, tea rooms, museums, and cafes. Between its tall buildings, some reaching to more than 10 stories on the downhill side, are narrow little alleys, called wynds, that weave between tiny hidden closes. Be sure to also include the National Museum of Scotland in your Edinburgh itinerary too. One of Scotland's top attractions, this fun museum includes everything from medieval artifacts to displays relating to art and science. 2. Loch Lomond. Idyllic Loch Lomond, just a short drive northwest of Glasgow, is Britain's largest lake. According to Scots author Walter Scott, it's also the Queen of Scottish Lakes. With an abundance of trout, salmon, and whitefish as a lure for anglers, water sports, and plenty of open space for hikers, this beautiful corner of Scotland is also a favorite day trip from the city. Boat trips are popular things to do in Loch Lomond, as are lakeside rambles and longer treks up majestic Ben Lomond, 3,192 feet, with its spectacular views across the Trossachs National Park. The latest attraction to be added here is Loch Lomond Shores, home to a great shopping mall selling local crafts, a farmer's market, restaurants, and bike and boat rentals. A major draw here is the Loch Lomond Sea Life Aquarium. In addition to its displays of native marine life, this family-friendly attraction houses Scotland's biggest shark tank. Weather permitting, be sure to pay a visit to the rooftop. Loch Lomond is a good first stop on a tour from Glasgow, along the Western Highland Way, through the Argyll countryside to Fort William. Savor the romance of a Scottish country estate at Cameron House at the south end of the loch, where you can enjoy a wide range of outdoor activities that include its lakeshore golf course. 3. Cruising Loch Ness and the Caledonian Canal. Think of Loch Ness, and you'll probably picture the mythical monster that, according to legend, has made this 23-mile-long loch home for countless centuries. The largest body of water in Scotland's Great Glen, Loch Ness, is part of a waterway connecting the east and west coasts of Scotland. It and 3 other lochs are joined together by the Caledonian Canal, which you can cruise on short excursions, or on a 6-hour voyage from one end to the other, through the canal locks that adjust the varying water levels. The canal and each of the locks are surrounded by some of the most beautiful highland scenery. But no part is more scenic than Loch Ness itself, with the romantic ruins of Urquhart Castle on its hillside above the water. The center of many ancient myths, the 12th century castle fell victim to a fire some 500 years later. 4. The Royal Yacht Britannia, Edinburgh. For more than 40 years, the Royal Yacht Britannia was a floating royal residence, traveling more than 1 million miles around the world. Glimpse the life of the royal family, their guests, and the crew as you explore Britannia's 5 main decks with an audio tour, visiting the bridge, state apartments, and royal bedrooms, cruise quarters, and engine room. You can also see the Rolls-Royce Phantom V that used to travel on board, and stop for tea and cakes in the Royal Deck Tea Room. Newly added to the attraction in 2019 is the Fingal Hotel, offering luxury accommodations set in a former lighthouse tender berthed next to the Royal Yacht. 5. Isle of Skye and the Inner Hebrides. The largest of Scotland's inner isles, Skye is especially popular with birders, ramblers, and nature lovers. Its wild, romantic mountain scenery is marked by green valleys, caves, lonely glens, sandy beaches, and rushing waterfalls, quite a remarkable variety for an island just 50 miles long and never more than 15 miles wide. The island has the remains of primeval oak forests, as well as an abundance of wildlife that includes otters, seals, and at least 200 species of birds. Getting to Skye is easy, as it's connected to the mainland via a bridge. You can also get here by ferry. The other islands in the Inner Hebrides include, among others, Islay, Jura, Mull, Rosse, Staffa, and Iona. Getting to Iona is a bit more complicated, requiring 2 ferry rides, but is tremendously rewarding. This is considered Scotland's cradle of Christianity, as it was here that St. Columba arrived from Ireland in the 6th century to spread the gospel. 6. Stirling Castle, the palace of James V and childhood home of Mary Queen of Scots. Stirling Castle is one of the best preserved Renaissance buildings in the UK. While some earlier structures still stand, the castle's grand halls and rooms are carefully restored and furnished to its 1500s appearance, even to painstaking reproductions of its tapestries. Costumed interpreters interact with visitors to bring the castle and its history to life, and History Hunter programs on weekends are designed for young explorers. Ideally situated between Edinburgh and Glasgow, Stirling is famous for the Battle of Bannockburn, which saw Robert the Bruce defeat the English invaders in 1314, as well as the Battle of Stirling Bridge, a victory for Scottish independence secured by the legendary William Wallace. The splendid Bannockburn Heritage Centre offers excellent displays and exhibits regarding this important era. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.